Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's not the first time I'm hearing these voices, but there is disaffection, disenchantment, disillusionment in the north. Northern elders are saying they regret supporting Tinubu. How do you?
And that's how it has always been. That's the way we roll in this country. In law, we say one is wiser after the event. Propaganda, all sorts of horse trading, and so on and so forth, always characterizes our electoral process. It's not new, it's not starting now. These same northern elders said they regretted supporting Buhari. So, the same northern elders, and even many Nigerians, every part of the country, the south, the west, we Yorubas, regretted supporting Obasanjo. And don't forget, when Obasanjo was the president, some of us were top hill against him, particularly his third term. After Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, in fact, that of Yar'Adua was interesting because he was a sick man. In fact, the point of death. And don't forget that popular Umaru. So, despite the Umaru song and question and phone call and his physical look, he won the election against fit and competent people. So, it's not new.
Do you mean to suggest in any way that pre-election they had already gotten what they bargained for and that they shouldn't, because you talk of horse trading, that
yes, yes. Election is about offices. It's about the spoil of the game, as they call it. And of course, the politician will tell you election is a game. And the game, there will always be a winner and a loser. One. Two, the second one is that those who want to be involved in the game will look at it that who is going to either be the winner, generally the winner, and they will begin to horse trade, looking for slots, looking for positions. If you win, you give us this place, you give us that, and co and co. And to me, you can eat your cake and have it. It's not possible. The time will tell. Just as you have asked, people like us are not in the know. Don't forget, there was a time during the Buhari saga that people were, when he wanted to come for the second term, that people were saying that he has an agreement he has written and all and all and all. And there was nobody who can bring any paper out about his second term. The same thing here. We just know that definitely there was discussions, there were agreements, and there were arrangements. And in between, as we see now, to all intents and purposes, the arrangements were made. In fact, my mind was going to one old man that was made a minister in this Tinubu administration who slumped during his screening. The person obviously was not a fit, as we saw in law, proper person. And as I'm talking to you now, I've not heard him act as a minister. I've not heard his activities as a minister. In fact, because I've not heard anything about his ministerial activities, his name has chopped off. I can't remember his name. The only thing I can attach to him is that when he was screened, the man slumped.
Okay, let's come to...
So where it goes is that for him to have been presented, it means that he's part of those that were horse-traded, that he must be there so as to meet or to represent some blocks. So if such a person now is not in government and is not performing, you don't blame the government because, you see, we in the Aluta world, we have this song, I won't sing it in Yoruba, all of us have a hand in it. All of us have a hand in it. How Nigeria is, all of us have a hand in it. So, both the election and the after election, we all have a hand in it.
I wanted us to come to specifics now. We have had one too many complaints come from the north. Anybody who understands the criticality of northern votes understands this matter. From the pushback about the president taking the CBN office, some CBN officers back to be at home with him.
To me, this is just politics of 2027. If you remember, a particular political party has already sold out, if it were, or dashed out, if you call it, its presidential, how do I call it now, office or seat to a particular person. Way forward before 2027 itself. Again, as a lawyer, I will tell you that that is against the principle and spirit of the Constitution. Because what it means is that they have shut some other people out. And you know that in politics, 3 days is a long time. Not to talk of 3 years that we are talking about. But be that as it may. 2027 is, as far as I'm concerned, around the corner. We have started seeing the politics of 2027. So what is brewing out? The Nengi issue, the budget batting that he brought up, the, what is it now, these northern elders and all, find out that all of them are geared towards 2027. And everybody is doing the politics of notice me. Nothing more than that. It's just notice me so that everybody will be able to say, yes, let us call them for a meeting. Let's call them for a meeting. That's the way the Nigerian political system rolls. If you don't make noise, you'll be sidelined. But the more noise you make, the more you are relevant. Babangida is no more in the scheme. But till tomorrow, once in a while you hear him filter in, and even Obasanjo, who is not in the scheme, he's talking about good governance. When you have the opportunity of giving good governance, go to the Songo altar, Abeokuta axis. What do you want to call it? What is that bad? Did he give good governance with such a thing? So that's what we roll. That's what rolls. He too wants to put his mouth there so that everybody, he too, they will say, Obasanjo is there. That man is there. Everyone is there. That is just the whole essence. But well, the ball is in the court of government to ensure that they streamline all these issues, answering them or leaving them to now swallow or consume them in the next election. It's in the hands of the government. We, as actors and stakeholders and participants and practitioners, ours is to look at it, tell all the stakeholders the truth and nothing but the truth. The issue of second time cannot come in. That's the imagination of the politician. I'm sure you have heard it. The politician is always thinking about the next election. Immediately after an election, they're thinking about the next election. So you see that if they have opportunity, they will say they want to be in office forever. So that's the politician for you. We are not to dance with the politician. The card, that is the vote, is not with the politician, is with the people. And for your information, Macky Sall in Senegal never emphasized what happened. But I hope that, you see, for us in voters' awareness, we are looking at the youth waking up. If the youths wake up, somebody cannot sit down and begin to dictate to us that he has a second term or he does not have a second term. That one lies with the people because by virtue of Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution, power lies with the people. And those in authority rule by virtue of that power as donated by the Constitution. So anyone who wants to think anyway is just a dreamer. And no problem, everyone has the opportunity and right to dream. But the ability of the dream becoming a reality now depends on his performance vis-a-vis the people. But for anybody to think that he's going to take people for a ride, that era is going. But again, it now depends on the Nigerian people to wake up. I'm happy. When we started, the issue of constituency office, some people they started harassing me too. That look at you, what's your problem? You think the politicians have time for that? But here we are. Every here and then now you begin to see, you hear them that they are opening their constituency offices and they are making it active. So if those are the little contributions that you add, then definitely we are going somewhere. And it will tell you that definitely the Nigerian voters, very, very soon, will get to the promised land of determining, because these people are there at our own behest, not at their own will, that they will be saying that they can be there forever, particularly our legislatures. We are going to look at that, including the law that makes the legislature to just be there in perpetuity. No. They will come back, answer for them. If they are okay, Like I told some people, I guess I've said it on this, okay, I've told some people, the other day I was in Gwarinpa Housing Estate in Abuja, and I saw the signboard of a representative, House of Rep member, representing somewhere in Abia State, maybe Sikwato or somewhere, I can't remember now. His signboard is, he put his constituency office in Abuja, in Gwarinpa. What does that mean? That his constituents will come all the way from the backside of Abia to come and meet him in Abuja. I mean, because we have a nonchalant, a docile, and an I don't care voter who is apathetic about the situation. But when the voters now have woken up, through the power of the media, then definitely you know that very, very soon they can't roughshod over us anymore.
Now, I'm glad you got the voter in already, because you're president of Voter Awareness Initiative. The awareness of the voter is important, because that is the cornerstone of
democracy, yeah?
Now, look at the issue that shaped the elections last year and seeing where we are right now. Is the voter better off? Is it like better off today than it was before the election?
Don't let us go there. The voter knew where they were going. Some of them, we call it eat ahead. So you can't eat your cake and have it. So the principle, you see, we have this principle of shine your eyes. But some people did not they didn't shine their eyes. And if they don't shine their eyes, then they will get...
If I get what you mean, you are implying that some voters perhaps are getting the short end of the stick.
Yes. For information, we have a whole, I guess 180 million people were involved, registered as voters. Eventually, maybe they said 89 million people eventually collected their voter's card. Out of that 89 million people, less than 50 or 60 million people voted. And when we put the whole figures together, you find out that it's still less than 40, of course, INEC said less than 40 million people, 40% voted. So, is that a pass mark, ordinarily? Your son comes home with a 40%, you smile at him, clap, that you have done well. So the voter have not done well, despite all the effort that we are putting. We are not happy. So, let them eat their cake. They can't have it. It is when the elections are coming now that they should shine their eyes and say, yes, the next government must be a government that we will vote in. All of them will come there. I know this area very well. During election, less than 5,000 people vote in this place that is close to 100,000 people. If you want to bet it, let's go to the INEC office. Everybody will be playing big man in his office. So when the government now you install is not working very well, you now start talking. When the head is cut off. Well, I would say they are better off.
Okay, in what perspective?
Because the environment which they operate is now sanitized a bit. Before the voter, you go to the polling unit, your effort, the vote, is stolen.
I'm talking about in terms of economic indices.
Economic indices, I will land there. Okay. So the vote is stolen. Now it's no more stolen. You get real-time results for your effort. Unlike before that, you wait sometimes till eternity before you eventually get the result. Yeah. Now, coming back to your question about they are well off, I tell you, Nigeria can never be worse. It does not matter the economy, the inflation rate. The Nigerian people will always find a way to survive. So until the voter now decides that they want a government that will assuage their feelings, they will continue to have what they deserve. Like we normally say, the cliche, the people deserve the government they choose. Right. So the voter that you are asking if they are better off in the sense of their own contribution to electoral processes. You can be sure that if the voter decides next time to be 100% involved, obviously you can be sure that the level of government activities and their own benefit will increase, because it means that they will have a touch of government, a feel of government. But if there is no touch of government, there is nothing, they are cut away. Some of them have already, like Esau, selling off their birthright. There is nothing one can do. So it's for us to enlighten. It's for them to take to that enlightenment and now translate it into their participation fully in the electoral process. Not after hearing us, just like the Bible will tell me in the book of James 1:22, that not just hearer, but a doer of the word.
Now, lastly, one of the points I think the Northern Elders raised was about the fact that the president wasn't inclusive enough. And people have said his appointments have been largely clannish or provincial. Do you agree with that assessment?
No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. In as much as we have Yorubas, we have Igbos, we have Hausas in this cabinet and in various boards and various appointments that the man has been making. I'm not here to defend Tinubu. I'm not a Tinubu defender here. What I'm saying is that I talk on facts. I just told you a minister that was appointed, I guess he's from Bauchi State or so. The secretary to the government is a Benue man. And there are people who occupy all these various federal parastatals and so on. They are all headed and occupied by non-Yorubas. All these other agencies too. So to me, it may seem that it is so. Like the news is that yes, the man has appointed Lagos boys. And I can relate with, there's hardly anybody who will want to work with people he doesn't know. It's a natural thing that you call hands that you know to occupy sensitive offices. It's a natural thing. And I don't think there's going to be any apology to that because me too, I do the same. I have, even as a pastor, I pick hands that I know that will deliver. Yeah. As a pastor in a church, I pastor a parish in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I don't just give offices to charlatans. Who, as I'm talking to you now, there are activities to be, that has to be done. And I know that, yes, this person will deliver. I go back, I sleep. In my chambers, as a lawyer, my deputy is there. I have a secretary. I have a PA. So it's for me now, so I should just pick somebody I don't know to come and help to be my PA. There will be conflict, there will be stress, and I want to deliver. No doubt, the Constitution is clear on the federal character. And of course, I want to believe that the man has addressed that issue, and that's why there are some appointments, maybe federal capital, federal national population commission, this commission, that agency, minister, and so on and so forth. Don't forget, Nigeria is a very big country. You can't satisfy everybody. I wish that people would just understand the nature of man. But again, you know, I told you, what everyone is doing is playing politics. Even if they pick every member of their family, there will always be that cry. I went up this your question with Obey's song in the 70s. He sang, there is no sense that you have. There is no idea that you bring out. There is no way you sit that you make that people will be happy with you. You can never. There's no way people will be happy with you. As you are now, Cyril, go out there. Some people will be angry with you that you, small boy, you are enjoying it, you are in the television world, and so on and so forth. That's how life is. And there's nothing one can do. You can't please the world. Just as the man even now eventually finished, he said, do your best and leave the rest.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.